Morning. Alrighty. Just finished brewing my coffee a little bit late. I was so busy making other things. Let's see. Make sure that's. There we go. Make sure that's functioning. Having the. Papua New Guinea cafe today. Such a beautiful smell to it. That is a good one. No, I'm gonna have to go to Papua New Guinea at some point. I've never been there. Been all over the world, haven't been there. But anyway, yeah, I was busy making some cookies for someone else. It's their breakfast. It's one of the breakfast things I make for them. I've been making them for a little while. Today will be the last day. It's a very simple thing. You have an egg, nut butter. I was using hazelnut butter this time. But yeah, any kind of nut butter. So 1 egg, about 2 tablespoons of nut butter, and 1 tablespoon of raw honey. That's all you need. I also add, that's all you need to make it. But I also add chia seed, a little spoonful of chia seeds, white chia seeds, then black chia seeds, a little bit of ground flaxseed, and I put the Momentous Fiber Plus, 2 scoops. And all of that stuff mixed in there. It's actually a pretty good thing for someone to have. It's not, and she fucking loves them. Thinks they're absolutely delicious. So, yeah, it's positive. Hey, I think that the cooking of stuff, the act of cooking, helps regulate eating healthier foods a lot. If you actually take the time to make the food that you're going to eat and that other people are going to eat, I think that actually it helps. It helps a great deal. People just don't cook enough anymore. I think it's a real shame. But anyway, and I was actually discussing some things about some food stuff because I eat a very whole foods diet. There's only one thing in my entire daily intake, and that's my Royo bagels. Would not classify as a whole foods, and they're pretty freaking healthy, honestly. They're really not that bad. So yeah, that's what I eat, and I tend to support Whole Foods. Though at the end of the day, if somebody's trying to lose, depending on what kind of dietary assistance they need, like for instance, if you just want to burn fat, you want to lose fat, and that's your only goal, you want a fat loss diet, it's like, well, okay, well, you have to beat a calorie deficit. That is, how thermodynamics works. Are you going to be guaranteed healthy? No. But, I had a discussion with somebody recently about that. I have this discussion all the time. And they're like, oh, well, you don't need to be Whole Foods. Like, that's a naturalistic fallacy and stuff. And I was like, yes, this is not necessary. I find it easier to find what works for you, though, because that's how you do it. You experiment. You try different things over and over and over and over again until you find the thing that works for you best. experimenting is very important. And I love reading studies. I really do. And yes, a randomized control trial is the way to go to be able to prove something. Anecdotes have a purpose, though. And I think there's value in hearing them. Like, for instance, it's everybody who knows me knows I do not support the carnivore diet. I think that generally it's silly. Not to silly to try it though. If you want to try that, there's nothing wrong with that. It's the idea that you're going to stick to it for the long term and never eat fruit, never eat veggies. Okay, that's stupid and unhealthy. Okay, it just is. You do need other foods. Well, yeah, okay, you don't technically need them to survive, but to be healthier, yes. So yes, like having some variety is necessary. Can you technically survive eating nothing but potatoes? Yeah, you can. Survival and thriving. I'd rather thrive than just survive, as they say. So it's having a variety is necessary. Having too much variety can have its own negatives. So it depends on the context, it depends on your body. But yes, some people have positive effects from going onto a carnivore diet. I actually remember hearing one anecdote where the person said they do a strict carnivore only for a month, and then they do a month without. Not strictly carnivore, and then they incorporate fruits and stuff, and then they go back to it for another month, and they alternate. And this is what they found works best for them. I'm not going to argue that against that. You're getting your nutrients. You find that this alternating method works for you, and you're technically getting everything we know you need. So, all right, go ahead. Makes sense. Works. And somebody could test that out. That's why I mentioned the anecdote. Anecdotal evidence. It's not useless. It's just more selectively useful. I think that people should share what works for them. Talk about that. Discuss it. Experiment on themselves. Don't experiment on others, though. I mean, I experiment on people like my mom, but I'm experimenting for her. I'm testing out different things, and I'm asking her input. And it's like, okay, what would you like me to add? What would you like me to take away? What would you like to try? So yeah, it's pretty basic stuff. Like, it seems basic to me, but yet, whenever I express things like this, a lot of people are very shocked. I don't know. It just seems like obvious, but I don't know. Maybe it is to you. But anyway, have a good one or a bad one. I won't tell you what to do. Tell yourself. That's what I recommend.